Hi Stampin' Friends, it's Chris Slogar from BuckeyeInklings.com, and today I want to show you how to make this. It's actually like the barn door cards that I've made before. I've got this one going landscape direction, and on the inside, I don't think I've done this before, where I've added a gift card holder, a slot on the inside of that front panel. So I think this is a really handy design, and I also wanted to highlight a couple things that are coming up starting tomorrow. That will be August 4th of 2020. In our August through December mini catalog, we'll have some new products available, including this gift wrapped bundle, which includes a stamp set and the gift bow builder punch, and there's a new punch with tracks that is called the Banners Pick-a-Punch that I've done these flag ends with. So let's get started. I've used the Brights designer paper from the annual catalog, and here this is in Gorgeous Grape, Coastal Cabana, and then our new in color Magenta Madness. I've got some other colors picked for the one we'll make here in the video. I've got Daffodil Delight and Melon Mambo, also from that designer paper pack. And let's get started. The base piece is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then you also need a base, a coordinating color or base piece that is 2 3/4 by 8 1/2. And it's scored at 4 1/4. Okay, and for that piece, I'm going to take my classic label punch, and this is where the slot's going to go. It's going to be on the front of the card along here, and we want it closer to this edge than this edge. So I know I'm going to push my punch in from what will be the left side of the card, and I'm just going to eyeball this. One punch will not be enough, so I'm going to make 2 adjacent and just kind of have a little width of the cardstock showing on either end when you make your punch, and then we'll end up with a slot that's kind of centered in that space. Okay, and like I said, I want that slot to be closer to the inner edge. So when I apply this to the card, I'm going to make sure to put it on that way. All right, so I'm just going to put that flap over here and make sure it's kind of squared up to the edges. And now when I cover up the front with my designer paper, I have 2 pieces of designer paper. They're both 4 inches tall. The one that's going on the front will be 2 1/2 inches wide, and then this one will overlap that seam. It is 3 inches wide by 4 inches tall. Okay, but the thing you have to be careful of when you put the front one on, and let's see, this has print on it, so make sure that's right side up. We're only going to put adhesive around the outside edges. So whether you're using like snail or tear and tape, it's only going around the outside edges because we need the gift card to be able to slip into this area as a pocket. All right, so I'm going to put that on the front. And then this 3 inch wide piece we're going to put over, like I said, over that seam. And there can be glue all over this one. There's no need to have that open in the middle. Now let's see. That print is kind of hard to read, so I'm just trying to put it right side up. I think it's not really meant to be read, just there. Okay, so on the front now, I'm going to make my present. I have a 3 inch by 4 inch piece of Melon Mambo, and I'm going to mount that to a 3 1/8 by 4 1/8 piece of cardstock that coordinates to make my present box. And then I have some pieces of Mango Melody that are a 1/2 inch wide, and one is 4 1/8 inch long, so same as the cardstock base, and one is 3 1/8. So I'm going to put those on across my present and also vertically here. And then I'm going to attach this to the front of my card, but I'm only going to have adhesive under this portion that will overlap with that flap. So let's just do that with some Tombow glue. And what we need now is to decorate the front with a bow and a tag, and then we can add a greeting to the inside. Okay, so starting with the bow, this is from the gift wrap stamp set, and I have Mango Melody here. I'm going to make 2 punched bows and then put them together to give it a little more dimension. Okay, so see, we have a punch that coordinates with those bows. This will be a handy go-to kind of punch, especially with the holidays coming up. I could see this done in a lot of holiday prints, and I've also done some other gift card holders already with it. You could check them out on YouTube. Okay, so what I'm going to do to kind of, instead of just stacking these, I'm going to cut at the knot halfway in on each punched bow. And then I'm going to thread those slots together so that the bows overlap. And just need to separate that a bit. There we go. So the bow pieces overlap, and we've got kind of like, you know, the different directions. Okay, so I just curled these up a bit, some of the bow pieces. On the top, I kind of curled them up, and on the bottom, I curled them the other way with my bone folder to make kind of a nice dimensional bow, which I'm going to apply to my card with a dimensional. And that will also hold this bow together. And we can put that right up here. I'm going to add a tag here, so keeping that in mind. And I have greetings from Fancy Phrases, actually. There's a good birthday wishes that I liked for my tag. And then on the inside, I'm going to use a little something just for you. Okay, so I have a 1-inch strip for my tag, and I'm going to stamp this in Melon Mambo, the birthday wishes. Let's see. All right. Gonna take that banner pick-a-punch that I mentioned, and I'm going to punch the flag end on one side of this. So I'm using the 1-inch track. See, there's a 1/2 inch width, a 3/4 inch width, and a 1-inch width. So I'm just lining up my tag in the 1-inch track to punch the flag end. And then the other side needs to be a little shorter. I'm going to do the opposite angle on the other side. Okay, so again, I'm going in the 1-inch track, and you can, like especially on this one where the tag's getting a little short, you might want to turn the punch over to make sure you are getting that centered in the track when you make that punch. Okay, and then that way you have a cute tag with the angled ends. Just gonna put that in place kind of under the bow here. And I've got some bling. I like some mixed bling. I've got the Artistry Bloom sequins. So I'm going to take this darker kind of orange sequin and a couple of rhinestones here, kind of like I did on the other card. And then on the inside, I have a piece of Whisper White that's 2 inches by 4 inches, and I'm going to stamp that other greeting, a little something for you, also from that set. Little something just for you. Okay, and I'm going to stick that under the flap. Now, if you prefer on the inside, you could do your designer paper the full length and fill that whole space and put a little 3x4 piece of Whisper White under the present. So a couple of different options there. But there you have it, and you can slide your gift card in. Remember, we only have adhesive around this outside edge, so we've got the pocket capacity there. And there we have our little present gift cards. Let me also show you 2 alternate versions. This one's made the same way, and this is a little witch from Flight of Fancy from the upcoming catalog, and it's done the same way. And then I have this version done portrait with that little reindeer from Warm and Toasty, and it's very similar. It's just done in the opposite orientation. So these use the 3x4 scallop stitched rectangle. That's the biggest rectangle in the Stitch So Sweetly dies. But just wanted to show you those to give you some other ideas if you want to put a little more onto the focal point, and you can have it go whichever direction you want. Okay, thanks guys. If you need any of these items, remember the bow punch and the banner punch are not available until tomorrow, August 4th in the online store, and some of these holiday products. But otherwise, I very much appreciate your business at BuckeyeInklings.com. Thank you.